Yes, it is KG and Wilds, 82230000. A lot of texts coming in from about the Hawthorn. Hey, listening to your Hawthorn chat, says Sue, my view, the players, whoever's happy to name the coaches, how about they are named as well? Let's be fair about it.
Correct.
I think if you're going to throw a few darts at people and you don't have your own name or held account, that's not right. And another one from Jeff says, what we all seem to forget is the report findings were confidential. Who leaked it to the press in the first place, and who is holding the ABC to account? The alleged victims, current and future, will not participate in any future investigations if they can't trust the process. So it just goes from bad to worse, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
Hello, John.
Good morning, boys.
Morning, John.
Morning, Ken. Morning, Jake.
That's my old next-door neighbour at Highbury. John, how are you, John?
Yeah, good, mate, good, yeah. Just ringing to say congratulations. Yeah, you're by far the best commentator in the state.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, it's just a credit to you. And Ken, I can tell you a little story when David...
Oh, no.
Yeah, please, John.
I could tell you lots, but this is a real shows professionalism. When he lived next door, their family room was right next to the side of my house. And quite often I'd be outside on a Saturday doing stuff in the garden and that, and I'd hear this noise. And it was David in the family room practising his calling.
Oh, gee.
And that was before he'd even had a job on radio, I reckon. That was back in the days of Mark Hasty.
Still playing footy then, yeah.
Yeah. So, no, he's a great neighbour. And, would love to catch up one day, mate. It'd be terrific to see you.
And your daughter's obviously doing very well, Joanna?
Yeah, she's stationed in Alice Springs at the moment.
Yeah.
And, but she's back here in Adelaide. Unfortunately, Jan's mum passed away on the Sunday morning after the grand final.
I saw that. 100 was she
104.
Oh, what a wonderful age. Oh,
and apparently on the Saturday afternoon, my brother-in-law went to see her after the game. Mad keen Geelong supporter, absolute. Had been for years. And she was laying in bed, eyes partially open and closing, Geelong rug over the end of the bed, scarf, beanie, and the TV going. And she was as deaf as a bloody doornail.
What does that say about when you're back for a side and your loyalty and what? Oh, it's just great.
Yeah, thanks, John. Love to catch up sometime, mate.
Good call.
Appreciate it.
Great. Thanks, mate.
See you, John.
John, yeah, old neighbour. When I've been in my new house for when you say new for 28 years, about the same time as here. So
really?
Up at Highbury, had some great times, and John lost his wife sadly a few years ago too at just like that, and
horrible,
unbelievable. But yep, life goes on, doesn't it, Case?
It does, but it's hard.
It has to.
Damn hard.
Hi, David.
Oh, g'day, David. Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Well done. I'd like to say congratulations to you, Ken, for the opening of the media centre.
Oh, I'm still overawed by it, David, but thank you very much. It's a huge honour for my family.
Yes. I just want to ask you a question, David. Have you got... I think I heard somewhere someone say you've got this ability to be able to sit down at a piano and play without music. Is that right?
Yeah, I don't play too often, but I
didn't know this.
Play by ear, but I can't read music, David. It's if you gave me a tune, I could certainly play it with my right hand, and then I've got to try and fit chords to the... And the only time we ever play is when we've had too many drinks at home and it doesn't sound quite as bad. Then
That's
when they
most
come in.
days, by the way.
No, that is a fact.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've got a piano at home, yeah.
When did you discover that?
When I was... Mum and Dad used to make me go to music lessons, which I didn't want to do because it was on a Friday after school, and I thinking I want to go and kick the footy or have a hit of cricket, so I had to get a couple of buses into town, and I learned what they called chord music. So you just give you a thing on your right hand and put chords to it, and I could just seem to pick it up. I don't know. I know what each note sounds like, which seems strange, yet I put music in front of me. I got no idea. Could not read music to save myself.
Unbelievable.
Well, that doesn't matter, David.
Long as you... Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but I'm only for what, let's come around and I could play Piano Man, for example, Billy Joel, and we could play it well enough so you could sing to it, but it's not great. I mean, I never practice.
Good on you, David.
Thanks, David.
Cool. Man of many talents.
Oh, the piano is... it's funny, I never wanted to go on with that, but I was almost forced to.
I love a piano.
But I'm glad now that
You did?
I did.
Yeah, my word.
You could come around and sing New York, Cage. I could play it. We have a bit of... Might not sound great.
Would sound terrible if I tried to sing it, I tell you.
Just getting back to sport.
Yep.
North Melbourne list manager Brady Rawlings has addressed the media in Melbourne today, saying pick 8, this is Port Adelaide, and a future first round will not be enough for Port to land Horn Francis. He said, I quote, we've knocked back far better than that before.
Well, the
Crows offered 3.
3, exactly right.
So what happens if the Crows do, if he wants just to come back to Adelaide, and the Crows say, well, we will offer you that?
Well,
I think Port would up the ante.
Look, this is the cream on the cake for Port. If he goes to Port Adelaide, I've got no doubt that now opens the window for another tilt at the. You
think?
Oh, no doubt. And if the kid's in the right frame of mind, because you saw how well he played at South Adelaide when he was happy and doing what he wanted to do. He is. Everyone knows he's a talent. I don't
think Port or the Crows have ever had a number 1 draft pick, have they?
No.
You think?
No.
Crows had Phil Thorpe.
Phil Thorpe.
A couple of years ago. And I can't think Port.
I wonder what would be the reaction from the Crows towards Horn Francis. Now they know that he's coming home.
They've already made obviously a bid. They've dealt with North Melbourne before, so that's what Rawlings is saying. We've had far better than that before.
Correct. They'll play hardball too, North Melbourne.
It came out of the blue in one way, but I suppose with all this ongoing stuff with Clarko and North Melbourne.
Exactly.
And say Clarkson doesn't coach there, that's going to set the club back 5 years.
Well, that's it. That's end of the ball game for North Melbourne. They'll just close the doors.
Or send them to Tasmania.
Whatever.
That might be.
No. Tasmania's got to have their own identity. I'm strong on this. They've really got to have their own identity. They deserve it. Tasmania.
I can't believe they're not in now.
I'm with you.
For all the good players that have come from there.
So you look over the years, how many good players that they've produced, for goodness sake. Some of the all-time champions. Yeah. Absolutely. So
Bryce Hart, Gerald Baldock, Matthew Richardson, Rewalt,
the full forward. How good was he, for goodness sake? Yeah. Unbelievable.
Okay, have your say. We are on until 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock, KG. You're doing overtime today. 822 300 00. A few other topics we want to get our teeth into, but if you've got a thought about Clarkson, the fairness of the process, give us a ring. I think it's just absolutely diabolical.
Absolutely.
Back after the news.
The E-forward Harry McKay has knocked back free agency to sign a long-term deal with Carlton. The 24-year-old Coleman medalist agreed to a 7-year contract, keeping him at Princes Park until 2030. The AFL trade period has officially opened as club representatives turn up at Marvel Stadium to begin negotiations. Several players have expressed a desire to switch sides during the next 10 days, including Luke Jackson, Jason Horne-Francis and Tim Taranto. The Penrith Panthers have dominated the Parramatta Eels 28-12, taking out a second straight NRL premiership. Panthers fullback Dylan Edwards was named man of the match, and Daniel Ricciardo has recorded his first top 5 finish in Formula One since December. The Australian driver came 5th in the Singapore Grand Prix, which was won by Sergio Perez. Now checking FiveAA traffic.
Looking for a new home for your old caravan? Knowles Caravans pay cash or can sell on consignment.
Got a tattoo? You can give blood, even with life. Give blood. In Hove, Brighton Roads closed for level
of 20. A possible shower on Wednesday, 22. Then a shower or two up to 24 on Thursday. Currently it's 22. More news as it happens on FiveAA.
1395, Adelaide's FiveAA. This is the Labor Day Sports Show.
Into our second hour, KG and Wills, right on until 1 o'clock, so have your say. Going to be speaking shortly to Wes Agar. He was Young Cricketer of the Year a year or two ago, wasn't he?
Big year for the Redbacks. So their first Shield game is on Thursday against the Vicks at home, so big year coming up.
Yeah, there's been a bit of change in personnel. Big Bash not far away as well. The one day's already on, the Marsh Cup, so in fact, let's welcome him now. Wes, thanks for your time. How are you?
Good, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Agar, terrific young man.
He is a nice young man, actually. A very nice young
Brother
man.
Brother of Ashton Agar, who's obviously playing high honours with mainly the one day. Should have asked him about Cameron Green. You saw Keith Miller play.
I did.
I think this young
You're
lad.
a funny man. This is how old I am, doesn't it?
You didn't play against him though, did you?
No, it's just a bit before the
But
time.
what my point is, I think Cameron Green's got the scope to be our next greatest all-rounder since Keith Miller. It's a big call, isn't it?
That's a very, very big call. I remember Keith Miller at the top of his volley mark throwing his hair back and charging in, and he was a character, Keith Miller. Look, there's no doubt, as Greg Chappell identified 2 years ago, that young Cameron Green is a talent, and he's proven that. And how he's not in the T20 team is completely and utterly beyond me. And they've still got time to put him there.
Well, Finch has got to go.
Well,
You're playing in basic one short.
Yeah, I agree.
If you can't make a run, you're playing one short.
But you've got to play the informed.
How good did he look opening the batting, though?
Oh, mate.
He's imposing.
Well, he just hits beautifully straight. And he's the informed player at the moment, and you've got to play him in the T20. I know they're looking at not overworking him and doing all this and doing that, but get him into the T20.
Oh, you watch. I think his bat looks about, a foot wide. He can bowl 140, and he's a brilliant fielder.
Absolutely.
He's a young man.
Absolutely. And bats like a demon as well.
As we go to the break, Ken, what's happening at Theban and how the Crows need facilities? As I said, Richard Douglas said it was almost depressing. You don't get even natural light coming through into there.
Well, it is. But look, full marks to the Crows. John Olsen's worked his backside.
So how long is it going to take?
Well, it's going to take a while, 2024, I think it may well be, but at least it's done. They know where they're going. Their supporters know where their headquarters will be. At Theban, they've reached an agreement with the Sample, it's all done now.
I was thinking, Ken, imagine a young lad comes over in Adelaide, take him through their club and facilities. And then you go to Port Adelaide.
Depressing.
They got the new, the new build,
redevelopment,
the history.
Yeah, I agree.
It's chalk and cheese.
Well, it is. But what could they do about it? They went to Adelaide Oval. They had to leave West Lakes.
Should they have thought about it earlier?
Well, probably.
It's been going on a long while.
The thing is, they should have, from day one, gone to the aquatic centre. That's where they should have gone. But no. Bloody council carrying on.
No licences and all that.
All that nonsense. And the council would have had a debt-free aquatic centre. Don't start me. It's not the Adelaide Football Club's entire fault here.
No, but their facilities have been the bottom 2 or 3 in
terrible
out of all the clubs.
Terrible.
You drive down the boulevard.
It's depressing.
It is.
I understand.
And we had all those great memories there, but it is depressing.
I've got no doubt about that. But let's be positive now, Wilds. They're going to Theban. It will happen.
Yeah. We're going to take a break. I know you want to ask a couple of questions about the fate of Jimmy Rowan, also Matt Crouch. So we'll get into that.
A couple of things I want to bring up. First, Port Adelaide can. No excuses next year for me. They've got Connor Rosie, Butters, Dersma, and now they're going to get Jason Horne-Francis. There's no excuse, Ken, no?
Well,
absolutely none.
If they get Horne-Francis, that's the cream on the cake. If he's in the right frame of mind and plays the footy, we saw him play at South Adelaide, there's no doubt he'll add something to Port Adelaide. So they're back in the ballpark, Port, if they get him.
Absolutely. So no excuse, Port fans. Another thing, Sheffield Shield season starting, Ken.
Yes, starts on Thursday. We just spoke to Wes Agars.
Yeah, I heard that interview. For me, there's no, again, this is make or break for Jason Gillespie, Ken.
Well, I wouldn't say it's make or break, but it's a big year.
He's been there for 3 years, and they haven't really progressed. They showed couple of good signs.
Well, no, that's not quite true, Lucas.
They've been bottom for years.
I understand, but on most occasions last year, they were in each and every game they played. But for whatever reason, they weren't able to take the next step. I agree with you. This has got to be an improved year.
Well, do you agree that? So for the last couple of years, they've used the local talent. Now they've gone back to imports. I don't necessarily agree with that, Ken.
Well, only time will tell whether it's going to work or not, Lucas.
Thanks.
But he's trying every conceivable thing. I'm in his court.
I think sometimes
does he?
The Redbacks have to get what's left over of the powerful clubs like New South Wales or Queensland.
Well, that's what they've done.
You can't get the really
Thornton,
decent players.
Conway.
Yeah, well, it's up to them to come here and make an impact.
Exactly.
Hey,
thanks, Lucas.
It's a bit unfair here. Mark says, guys, here we go again. White media sticking up for white mates who did the wrong thing against our First Nation people. Once again, I ask, the question, who would make up these stories? I don't think it's more of a make-up. It's whether things are being misconstrued or put out of context. We don't know. But at least give, as you say, Mark, these white people a chance to actually answer the allegations.
That's wrong. We're not sticking up for the white people. We've said many times in this program that if the allegations can be proved, then, hey, they're in trouble. No question about it.
And when the people that have been pointing the finger don't even have a chance to see what the allegations are before it comes out in the media.
Let's be fair about this, for goodness sake.
Boy. Hey, look who we got here. A good mate.
Royalty ringing up today.
Mark Bickley, two-time captain of the Grand Final. Hello, Mark.
Hey, g'day, David and Ken. How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Good, thanks, Bex.
Oh, that's good. I just wanted to ring up and just say thank you to David Wildy. What a performer he's been, and what a great help he's been to my broadcasting career. I can remember way back when Wills used to do the summer show, and even I think it might have been for a couple of weeks while I was playing over the Christmas break. I came in and you showed me the ropes, and then I was fortunate enough to have worked alongside you for probably the last 6 or 8 years calling footy. So sad day for a lot of us to have worked with you, and but we understand totally, and we wish you all the best, mate.
It's been a great journey, Bex, hasn't it?
It's amazing, Ken.
Yeah, it is.
Anyone that that has listened for a long time knows that Wilds is one of the premium callers going around in terms of accuracy, in terms
colour,
of excitement, colour, and everything. And he's just been such a great constant for anyone who's been a really regular listener of AA. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that'll be a little bit sad, seeing the back of David. But one thing's for sure, Ken, and you would know this, he's a very loyal friend, and he'll certainly be staying in touch with all his great mates, I'm sure.
One of my great mates.
Really appreciate that, Mark Bickley. Bix filled in for you back in the early days. He's right, he's playing. He'd come on.
Lovely man, Bix.
When you took your holidays.
Exactly.
And talk about professional people. Mark, you won't get much better than him either.
But think of the friends you've made, Wilds. I class you as one of my real best mates, and a loyal mate, and I think that's very important. But Bix and Studley Corns.
I said to you before, I made what I call a kiddie mistake. I posted something on Facebook yesterday, just say this is my last day, and thank you to everybody. And I thanked you and Cornsy and Bix and Rowie and McDermott and rah. Then I couldn't sleep last night. I remember I forgot Russell Liebert.
Well, there you go.
I forgot Rick Davies. I've forgotten all these people, Laurie Culliver, my producer, all these people that I've worked with for years have been equally as important.
Correct.
In your little roles. And once you start naming some names, I honestly could not sleep thinking, so I just put a little note and added another 15 or 20 that would have been a massive part of my life. And Flipper, we did the summer sports show for years.
Correct.
But I was only thinking probably more recent football stuff.
Yeah. But just think of I understand where you're coming from, because I stuffed up on my big day on Monday, but not mention you and Hooksy. But just think of the good times and the friendships that you've made over that.
That's incredible.
Was it 39 years?
What's that?
You.
No, I've done 34 years in the 34 grand finals.
34 grand
pretty
finals.
well from the first year I came in.
Unbelievable.
But it's lucky. A lot of it's luck, and a lot you have to prove yourself, don't you?
No, it's not luck. It's you've been a great performer. A little later, we're going to play some highlights of your calls, and there's a couple of classic calls.
Well, as we go to break, remember the Angus Monfrey? It was the biggest off-break, Ken, we've ever seen.
Yep.
And we've seen Ashley Mallet bowl a few at the Adelaide Oval, but this was one of the great, I think I was calling with Tim Ginniver, but one of the great showdowns.
Yep.
But and Port Adelaide came from the dead. And Crows leading by a bit like North Adelaide North, 3 goals up with a few minutes to play.
Got a good bounce, plays on quickly. Now it's one-on-one up there. One-on-one inside the forward 50. A slip over here. Monfries on his left. Can he kick a goal? Swings it back. Get in there.
Unbelievable.
are rejuvenated, and one of the great victories in their young history in the AFL. It does not get better than that.
Afternoons.
And Ali Paddy Carla was a one club player. It wasn't me that said he was one of the players that left Port Adelaide, the big fella full back. So have your say, 822 300 00. We're on until 1 o'clock and look forward to your calls. Just try and get Johnny up. Hi, John.
Hi, Wild. Coach.
John?
Yeah, as I said it overnight, Wild. All the very best, mate. But, just a highlight of mine was, Wild, when you're working on the mighty FiveAA 98-99 Action Series. Ian Michael Chapel were talking to Mark Choco Williams, and they had their big blue about professionalism of the Monday cricket and all the rest of it. You remember that?
Who was that? Ian Chappell?
Ian Chappell with Mark Williams.
Oh, okay. No.
You remember that 98-99? There was a blue about...
Geez, you got a good memory.
Profession.
Yeah,
no, I remember these things. Remembering about the blue of the Monday player. Monday cricket.
Come on, Will. She had a blue with him. Fair dinkum.
Oh, wow.
Well, stay.
No, you never blew. You'd never blew.
It would have been a conversation, Ken. Or
a conversation with Ian Chappell and Mark Williams. Mark Williams was working as a guest in the summer on the sports show.
Oh, wow, okay.
And Ian Chappell had a real go at him. He said...
I know. I remember. Yeah. I heard that.
Yeah.
Well, Ian Ken jumped down the mic.
What is he like? Now, what is you blokes both know him well. Now, look, you know my thoughts on him. I like him because he says what he thinks, and I agree with him about going over the ground about Steve Waugh, but that's another matter. We won't go there again. But what is he actually like? Because he can be cantankerous and whatever else.
He's a great bloke, Ian Chappell. He's a fantastic bloke. He
says what he thinks.
He calls it as he sees it. He's a great bloke, and his knowledge of cricket's outstanding. Wonderful player, great captain, and a fantastic friend. Good on you, Johnny. Absolutely super bloke.
822 300 have you. So a lot of people are buying into the Hawthorn, and it's just, no one's got any real answers how it's going to end.
Not at the moment, they haven't. No.
West Adelaide have got a new coach, KG.
Yeah, well, look, we're busting for success, so it's a big challenge for our next guest. He was assistant last year. And now he's the full-time coach.
Yeah, it's a famous name too, the Hartlett name there. I think Hammer winning the BNF this year.
Yep.
But Adam is their new coach and he joins now. Adam,
no.
Maybe it's not.
No, maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not. Let's try that.
And the Siren Norwood won! Unbelievable comeback! Oh, the Roosters led by 17 with 7 minutes left, 8 minutes left, and some amazing stuff. And Matt Panos, the hero, and Jacob Surgeon in his charge is distraught. Jade Rawlings in his excitement personified. Congratulations. It was North that got home just by 8 points.
Till 1 o'clock, have your say, 822 300 Before we go to a couple of mates, let's go to Sandy. Hi, Sandy.
Oh, David. Hello. Hello, Ken.
Hello, Sandy.
Yes. Look, I'm from the generation that grew up with the radio and it was sort of embedded in me from a very young age. And I've been so grateful for you all. And you become our friends, you guys. You actually become our friends.
Like a family, isn't it?
It is a listening family, Ken, because, and I can tell you, Ken, it was like a homecoming when you came back. So thank you. I really thank FiveAA for that. But I wish you all the best, Dave. And you are good. You're really good. Mark Bickley expressed it exquisitely in as far as your skills and everything. But I've truly enjoyed you, David. But, so thank you. You are constantly with me when I'm out and about walking, gardening, as I am cooking pasties now. You're with me now, but I was really shocked when I heard that you were moving on, but I'm very happy that you're happy to be doing what you're going to do. Yeah. However, may I ask, what are you going to do?
Well, next year I'll still be calling football. It'll be on SEN, and I think they're going to do it on Cruise as well, and a sports show with Malcolm Blight, which I thought a week ago wasn't going to happen. I was... and I'm only doing 6 months of the year because I've got a family. My daughter's over in America, Sandy, with 2 young grandsons, and I just want a bit more time.
It's worked in beautifully.
Do the footy season, then the rest of the time is yours, and that's perfect for me.
Everybody loves him here at FiveAA, Sandy.
Yeah, I get you with what you now realise that, family is the most important thing.
Without
You
a doubt.
always say that, Ken.
Yeah, it is.
And so I wish you all the best, David, and I truly, truly thank FiveAA for the really good people that they've had on over the years.
No, that's
Thanks
lovely.
very much,
That's lovely, Sandy.
Well, KG, you and I, as we said, have called a lot of games. Well, the next person we're going to speak with, I've called many
games,
about 20 years of footy with Stephen Rowe, and we've had so many.
Good bloke, Rowie.
Our best times were actually off air when we were travelling and having a glass of red, but we've had
Or
some
two.
great, or maybe even three.
Even three.
Hello, Rowie.
Oh, Wilds and Cage, two legends in there. Look, everyone said it, but more than happy to come on and praise you, Wilds. You're a colleague who become a mate, who become a real good mate.
Yep.
You like KG, you're giving of your time and your expertise and your professionalism. I mean, you tried to make me great. You failed in that area.
Now, hang on, Rowie. I thought he did make you great, Rowie.
Cage, this is the thing I love about Will. People don't get the work he puts into it. He's an absolute consummate professional.
Correct.
He tries to sell to you that he hasn't done any homework, but make no mistake, he does.
Yep.
And in the early days, he said, Rowie, my dream is to call the perfect game. Well, Wilds, whether you have or not in your eyes, you're as close to being perfect in every game that you call, mate. And, that's a bar that I hope one day that I can get to. But, yeah, just a phenomenal record. 34 sample games, all those Crows games that we've called and Port games. You've been with Kenneth George Cunningham all the way to, where was it?
With KG.
Overseas? Yeah.
Yeah,
where'd you go?
KG,
Camels.
KG went over to Triple M and we lost him for a while, but we've been very lucky, Stephen, and as I said, often some of our best moments have been off the mic.
Off the mic.
Which we could not publish here, some of the things that have happened. Even seeing your brother over there, some of the good nights we've had, and the best thing about it, Rowie, you can leave with good friends, and I feel like I'm leaving here with everyone still being a friend.
Oh, the road trips were there. Will thinks he's a singer and a musician and Elton John, he'd rip that out. Every now and then we'd have a game of golf. The Titleist 3 would come out. But, yeah, you've been great company, mate.
Thanks.
And I wish you nothing but the best. You'll be sorely missed at AA, mate. You're part of the family, always will be, mate. And I hope you get over there and see your grandchildren and have a lovely break, mate. We'll catch up during the break.
Thanks, Rowie.
Good on you, Rowie.
Some great times with Rowie too.
He's a very good man, Rowie.
This next one I'm a bit scared to take, Coach.
Oh, gee whiz.
He might have more of a go at you, though, than me, I
Good
reckon.
luck. Good luck.
Good morning, Flipper.
Hey, Wilds, how are you, pal?
Good, thank you.
I'm here too.
Good. Hi, Ken. How you going? When are you physically going, Wilds?
In about 1 hour.
Okay. Can I get your car park?
Of course you can. Of course you
Thanks,
can.
mate. Appreciate it, pal. Good. All right, I'll catch you later. See you, boys. Well
Thanks,
done.
Flip.
You idiot. You haven't changed. Unbelievable.
Mate, what an opportunity now to sneak away and catch up with those grandkids, pal. So well deserved. Well done, buddy.
Thanks, Flipper. He's
a good man.
He shouldn't take you. I see you took 2 car parks today.
I did.
You go in.
Well,
they're a bit tight, aren't they?
Well, they're a bit tight. It's easy to get out when you're in a hurry. No.
Yeah, Flipper did a lot of summers when you guys were on.
He did
on leave. So very funny
unbelievable
man.
stuff. Now look. A little later, we're going to play this. I'm dying to hear the replay of your call, the '98 Grand Final, North Melbourne versus the Crows.
It was our call.
Well,
but
it's not about me today. It's about you.
All right, okay. We'll take a break, and Kathy, just hang on there, and we'll come back with you. What's your favourite red? Have you ever been to Paracombe and tasted Big Droggy's wines?
Drogamala's beautiful.
Happy to take you through a tasting. Cheers, fabulous Phil. So
that is
we
great.
don't mind a red. We shared a red, you and I.
My word, we did.
The odd red?
My word.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Will. How are you going?
Good, thank you.
And KJ.
Kathy.
Excuse me, I'm a bit upset. I've been listening to FiveAA since about 89, and I regard it as a family because my husband died in 91, but I missed you, Wills, when you wasn't on the breakfast show, on the sports show on a Saturday.
Yep.
And KG.
Yes, ma'am.
congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And I just want to tell you a little thing, because when I came out here, I brought the school scarf with me because I was an assistant caretaker at school. And when they announced what name the Crows was going to be, Adelaide Crows, I thought, oh, that's all right. But when they showed the colours, I couldn't believe it. I had an instant scarf because the school scarf was the same colours.
You're joking.
No, I couldn't believe
God.
it.
Good days, Kathy, weren't they?
Pardon?
Good days, weren't they?
Oh, yes, and Cornsey.
Yep.
Congratulations. Did you say he's 29 years married?
Yes.
Yeah, today.
Exactly.
Oh, congratulations to Graham.
Yep.
And I just want to ask you something, KG. Did you get the poem I sent you, How to Play Cricket?
Yes, love. Thank you.
Anyway, all the best for the future. Wills, I'll call you David because I try to call you that.
Thanks.
And I'm going to miss you. All the best, love.
Thanks, Kathy.
Lovely
Much
lady,
appreciated.
Kathy.
Cheers.
Long time listener, 5AA.
Well, KG, we've got a little bit of that
98
Crows.
grand
Their
final.
last-
Your call was sensational, Wills.
Kenneth, it is our call. Let me make sure I get the right one.
Come on, Wills, give you one job to do. Don't do a studley on me.
There's the siren to start the big one, the 1998 grand final between the Crows and North Melbourne. Smart on a very, very, very acute angle. His wrong leg to his right leg up against the boundary. Smarty chance a goal.
It's a goal.
I think he's kicked. Oh, right, smart, you kid. He's kicked the goal. Chance to McLeod. How did he trap that? How did he trap that? He gets a Tyson. Kick a goal. I think he has. McLeod up towards full forward. Jarman! What a tremendous mark, Jarman!
Flat out and above his head.
Flat out at full stretch, he's beaten Archer.
McLeod and Johnson.
I think Adelaide are home. I think they are home. I think they are, Cage. Things are going right, as Russell said. You can kick it, Darren. You can kick it. And he's kicked it! He's kicked his fifth goal. Darren Jarman! He saves his best to the last. Adelaide Great have kicked 11 goals, 12 since half-time to 2 goals, 5.
And who were those wankers that said last year with their grand final victory was a fluke? This is doing it the hard way.
Well, that's Oren the other side. There it is! Oh, they've done it! 15 to 8-22. KG, stop crying. They've come from nowhere.
Sensational. The way they've done it.
That's one of the great moments that I've ever seen in my lifetime of footy. Sensational by the Crows.
She brings back memories. Of course, Russell Ebert, the voice of Russell Ebert in the background, the great Russell. It's almost a year since he's passed in, I think, November 5 last year.
I can't believe it.
We were a bit loose back then, I thought, with the jumping around and Cornsey and yourself, and it wasn't very professional.
The second premiership in a row, what do you expect? Come on, Wills.
You know, you get asked what was one of the most significant moments when what was Teddy Whitten, the time when Teddy Whitten ran around the boundary and you couldn't talk, and it was left to John Reid and myself to. I've never heard or had so much energy in a room and people watching left and right, grown men crying.
Oh God!
When Curls and Teddy hugged, we might try and get that audio's around too. And that was I think the most emotion charged
without
I can
a shadow
ever think
of a doubt. I couldn't talk.
Remember the hug,
that was the good news.
The big hug, and we didn't know then Teddy was blind.
No.
We didn't know. He sort of he waving to the crowd and
pumping his chest.
And he had his son with him in the back of the car, and they stopped where Curls was.
Yeah.
And I know you and Teddy have had such a wonderful, rich history, and to see you were gone, and must have been that's one of the few times I've nearly lost it myself.
Oh yeah, God!
Someone had to keep talking, Cage. It's radio. It is radio.
Helps if someone's talking.
We are going to take a break on until 1 o'clock, so I'd love to have your company, 822 300 00. I know you want to ask a couple of questions about Port Adelaide and the Crows.
Who they recruited at the halfway mark of this year, who I thought...
And he played well in the finals, didn't he?
Very well in the finals.
Central.
Now, they're just dangling on the string. When are they going to make a call whether they're going to offer those two players, Jimmy Rowe, and I hope they do, new contracts, for goodness sake.
James Rowe, to me,
tough.
Is an odd one, and I'll explain why. And obviously, with Steve and his father, we do all the games and watch closely. Yeah. Jimmy Rowe was selected for 36 times out of a possible 44 games.
Yep.
Some were on as the substitute, or
Yep.
But we've heard now for 3 months that Jimmy Rowe won't be getting a new contract.
Well, but we haven't. That's the issue I'm saying.
No, we've heard, like, not officially.
There's been rumours.
Yeah, and obviously, you know,
which is unfair.
We're close to where those rumours be coming from, so there's a fair bit of truth in that. And sure enough, as time went by, there was no new contract offered to James Rowe. My point to you is, why would you play someone like Jimmy? And we know he gives his all, and I think he's played out of position. He needs to be close to the goals.
Goes down the ground too much.
But how can you do that? And he's only player. Frampton was another one that hadn't been re-signed. And you mentioned Turner. But how can that happen if you're supposedly in the best 22 at the back end of the year, and you know that there's basically a gun against your head now? Unless things change, he may get a contract. He may be a rookie contract. But it doesn't seem right. On one hand, he's good enough to make it. Now, I know Rankin's coming.
Well, that's the issue. That's the issue.
But he was picked 38 2 years ago.
I understand that, but what they've done with recruiting Rankin is recruited.
And the other one I really struggle with.
But he's got to. He must get a contract, though.
I think there's a little bit of interest elsewhere, and hopefully.
I don't want him to go elsewhere. Stay at the Crows.
But will he make the side if there's Rankin, Rochelle, McHenry,
they can use him up the ground.
No, they won't use him up the ground. No, his spot is around the goals. That's his spot, and he's not a tall fella. And he's not overly quick, but he's got
clever.
football. He's got football smarts.
Exactly right.
So the other one, KG, quickly is Crouch. Now, whether he was shopped around or what, I don't know.
Well, he was shopped around.
Crouch to me would make a perfect fit for Sydney. Losing Josh Kennedy, they can put Parker up forward because he's a ball gatherer to the likes of Chad Warner and these sort of guys to run past. I think we went through all the clubs. We can only find a couple that perhaps Matt Crouch will be suited to.
I don't think he's been. I don't think clubs, and I say this respectfully because I hate saying this,
have shown a lot of interest.
Yeah, I don't think. But why
is he going backwards?
Well,
the Crows have always known what Matt Crouch can deliver.
But what's got to happen here? That Matty Crouch, if he stays, has got to go and work on what they believe.
Well, he's gone back and had 40 possessions every game. I
understand that, but
what can he do?
Well, he's still got the deficiencies. The club still think he's got the deficiencies. He's got to go back and work on when he gets the ball, and he gets it plenty of times, bursting away and going with a long.
I don't think he's got the pace to burst away.
Well, that's what
why you need the runners. He gets the ball though. Can he get it 30 times?
He gets the ball, but he's got to somehow change his thinking along those lines and burst out of the pack and go with a long. Don't go the little 15, 20 minute.
I feel he's
gone the big long penetrating.
I feel
kick.
He's gone backwards under the Crows. They pushed youth ahead of him. He's not old. Matt Crouch, what is he? 27? 28.
By all reports, he's going to stay with the Crows. So let's not waste the time with him. Just tell him to go back and work on his deficiencies.
Kenny is a good footballer. I think he doesn't. I don't know whether he knows where he is. He said, "I'm going back. I'm getting it 40 times, and I'm tackling for you. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Still not good enough."
Well, he's under contract for the Crows. So
the Crows are going to carry a $600,000-$700,000 player playing seconds.
Well, we don't know that, Wills, do we? If he goes away and works on...
Do you honestly think that he's going to go back into their side when they've got young Berry, Schomburg, trying to bring the kids through?
It'll be tough, but that's what he's got to do. That's simply what he's got to do.
And as you said before, the Crows last year, that was their best year of recruiting they've ever had, I think.
Last year, Saligo.
Saligo's going to be a star. He's
Berry.
Future captain.
Berry.
Berry's the year before. Taylor. And getting Dawson.
Dawson was a plus, huge plus.
Crows have to try and do what Geelong do. You sneak a decent player from somewhere every year.
Well, they
got Rankin.
Well, that's what they're thinking now. That's their player that put all their eggs in one basket. Rankin's the player.
And don't worry about the money they're paying him. That's nothing. He's just got to provide some good football.
Mate, if he comes here and plays the brand of football that he's played this year for the Gold Coast,
he'll be happy.
He'll be very, very worthwhile, I can assure you, because he hurts you. He really does hurt you.
And if people haven't heard the big news, breaking news, Jason Horne-Francis has declared he wants to come home to Port Adelaide. And as I said, they seem to be a club at destination Port. It just spoke with Daniel Norton on Sports Day on Friday, I think it was, and I asked Norts what made Port Adelaide attractive to people. He said, well, they do welcome him and they show the history. They used to have,
which they did,
of course, Russell Ebert welcome him too. And, they see the, going back, whether you think it's port of yesterday.
But it's history.
They've been there for since 1870.
Plus, they've just renovated or redeveloped the Albion ground. It's fantastic. That's why the Crows
they're going to get out of it.
Well, they're getting out. They're going to Theberton. It won't happen overnight. Yeah. But they're going. They've moved out and they've done well.
8223 0000. You can have your say, KG and Wilds, up until 1 o'clock. Hi, Stephen.
Hello, boys. How you going?
Good, Steve.
David, I just want to congratulate on your career that you've had. It's quite good. But the thing is, David, too bad the Roosters couldn't hang on in that grand final, because it would have been a good ending for what you've achieved. But that, with 6 minutes to go, 17 points up, David. And North Adelaide had the fresher legs, but the red legs just wouldn't go away.
Exactly.
And the young fellow in the pocket, that Panos would kick that goal.
Panos,
yeah.
I tell you what, my dreams were shattered, David. And Ken, just two things quickly. Ken,
Stephen,
did you say you wanted the aquatic centre?
Well, that's where I
originally
they should have gone, because the public of South Australia would have got a brand new aquatic centre for nothing. Now it's costing them millions.
And one more thing, David, who's going to work with Blighty?
I am.
Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, Stephen, on another station.
Oh, on another station.
Yeah, Malcolm's finished also on... See, Sportsday, what happened... Sportsday had a contract for 6 years, and that contract's up, so that's fair enough. AA and Craig Hutchinson have agreed not to go ahead with that, which that's their prerogative.
Fair enough.
But it's moving moving next year, so I'll be moving with Malcolm, Stephen.
Oh, that's good, because you and Malcolm, I haven't spoke to you for a while, fellas, but I'll tell you what, David, so you got time with your family now, mate, and
6 months off.
Enjoy, because you couldn't contribute it anymore, David, anyway.
Thank you, Steve. Very appreciate it. Cage, you've got 6 months to look after you. That's what I've got. Come and babysit you.
It'll take longer than 6 months, old son, I can tell you.
Oh, that's for sure. We talked about the highs and the lows, KG.
Yeah.
We had the Crows in 98. We're going to get a bit of Port Adelaide stuff in too, but 2017, I know you were devastated when...
Oh, God, Richmond.
Crows won the grand final, beat Geelong by 10 goals with Dangerfield on them. Beat them by 10. They kicked the first couple, I reckon, in the grand final, and then Richmond took over. But
smashed them.
Do you feel that's still the one that got away?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. Big time. And why and how, I don't know, Wilds. Why and how, I don't know.
Wilds, bring it home, mate. Okay, so the kick now from Knight. It's been a disappointing day, but not if you're a Tiger fan. I reckon Adelaide will be flat as a bush biscuit. Knight now. Kick on its way. And Hawley. Called to play and runs out of bounds. 10 seconds. So dying seconds. You listen to the roar here. On the boundary there. Jubilation. 3 seconds. It's been an amazing game. But for the wrong reasons for Adelaide. The ball's going to get thrown in. Big men go up at it. Up goes Jacobs. Ball comes to ground. Where's the siren? A high ball. Outside 50. There it is! The Tigers jubilant! It's been a long time between drinks. In fact, 37 years. And the underdog has got up and fought so hard, and they thoroughly deserve their win. They've won by 48 points. They've held Adelaide to 8 goals. And been one of the most stunning performances in a grand final for many a long year. Congratulations, Tigers. Let's hear the song.
FiveAA. This is the Labor Day Sports Show.
Gee, Cage, you just saw a vision of the Indonesian football match. 125 people killed after it all started on the field and then spread.
Escalated.
You're saying, what about the world at the moment? It's a shocking place, isn't it?
It's a
wars.
I don't want to be negative.
Recessions.
I don't want to be negative because this is a very happy occasion. It's your farewell day today. We're going to change our tone a bit here.
We will. We've got a real special guest coming up.
Well, this bloke is a legend, a South Australian legend, icon. Call it what you want.
But the legend's about a minute away because Robert from Raynella has pipped him, Cage.
I pipped him, okay.
Hi, Robert.
Oh, how you going, David and Ken, and both of you? Congratulations.
Thank you, Robert.
Ken, on Saturday, I wanted to ring up, and you touched on a very, very, very sore point of mine, and that was those two teams that got put into the AFL from Sydney and Brisbane, basically taking all our money instead of putting it back into grassroots football.
Yeah, good point.
Another point I wanted to make, Ken, is that lady that rang up and
Gee,
okay.
whiz, hello, you right there, Robert?
Yeah, right. Just a dog going on. She rubbished the girls' football.
Yep.
But you got to remember that little boys are kicking the football around from when they're 5-year-olds.
Yeah, exactly.
And the girls don't even start until then. And I loved it. I don't care where the port got trashed, and I'm a Crows supporter. But I loved it. I loved watching them, and I thought, you beauty, the skills, they've got skills all right,
Yeah, look, the scoring is a concern, but look, I enjoy the girls getting out there and having a red hot crack.
They have a go.
They have a red hot crack, and their skills I think have improved this year on last year. Long as it goes in that direction every year, we'll get there.
And well, thanks, Robert. They've thrown millions and millions at the competition, but I still think you have to protect grassroots as well, not just go all one way. And they've thrown a lot at the Gold Coast and GWS.
Well, see, I reckon that's been a complete and utter waste of time.
But if you looked at the skills from the first year of AFLW to now, they definitely have the good. There are some very good players there, and the new teams, you can see they're a fair way off the mark. Can't you?
Probably bringing 4 in at. This year was probably too much, I think.
Yeah.
But the pool's
when you're seeing 10 goals to nothing.
Correct.
Or even 2 goals to 1.
Correct.
But, I mean, they've branded it well. They get get 20,000 to the...
24,000. But what about the young girls at school level? They're like bees around a honey pot.
Yeah.
It is so good for women's sport. And
Do you worry for other sports, so Ken, where they pinch them?
Well, it is. The other sports,
netball, tennis, basketball, soccer.
That's a concern. But, it just shows that everybody's got to work hard at what they do.
But once again, money has been given them a pathway, and that's what's taking those girls from other sports, because they can see we can be on TV, we can forge a career.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. You're spot on.
Well, you mentioned
the
Johnny
icon,
Letts,
the legend,
two-time Melbourne Cup winner, Beldo Ball. I remember his first one, Piping Lane. I was only about 10 or 11 years old, and Lettsy was a hero. Always will be a hero. He's had thousands of winners. Mind you, had a few losers. I've jumped on too.
The punter's pal.
Hello, Johnny.
Hello, boys. Yeah, David, what was you, 11? I was the same age when I rode that horse.
Yeah, I know. I saw you yesterday. We both still look the same age too. But, John, I know you're taking the Melbourne Cup
right
around the
Australia,
country,
yeah.
But what are your memories? Are they still vivid of Piping Lane?
Well, he was a bit of a shock, David. As you know, I'd never been to Flemington before, and Kenny knows the story, and never been there. It was a shock, but... the second one was the one that I got real satisfaction out of. And I think you guys might agree with this too, because I won it for Robert Sangster, who'd never won a Melbourne Cup.
Malcolm's won everything, really.
Yes.
But he's saying, why shouldn't there be a medal for the backman? You got the Coleman medal for the forwards, or the best forward, if you like, or most goals. Kicker. And we know now that it is a midfielder's medal. You look at the top, 8 out of 10.
Yep.
Do you like could there be something struck for a backman as well?
It's interesting. It's been raised before, and it's probably got some merit. But
Darcy Moore, one of the best centre-half backs, didn't get a vote. Daniel Rich had an amazing year, did not poll a vote on the half-back flank.
I know.
There's something not right, Cage.
But the centre obviously gets the high profile.
Oh, the glory goes to all the midfielders. That's where all the money is.
It does. Bontempelli and all those guys.
Yeah. Look, I think it's got merit.
I think it's got merit to look at. I'm not so sure.
I'm not sure umpires would know whether a backman had done their job, or it might have to be done from upstairs.
Yeah, that's the only thing. And I wonder whether the umpires are the right people to do the job, to be quite right. I know why they do it, and it's been done for 100 years, and I don't like change.
Yeah.
But it is an interesting one. When was the last backman to win one?
calls, but Adelaide United, I tell you what, I'm excited about this. Carl Veart,
so am I.
He loves the youngsters. He plays them, and they had a fantastic year last year.
Oh, did they ever? One game away from making the final, and you're right about playing the youngsters. That's what I love about Carl Veart.
Well, let's welcome the young goalkeeper too, Joe Gauci.
He's great.
And Joe, thanks for your time, and no doubt looking for the real stuff to start.
Yeah, no, really excited for it. It's been a long pre-season, 3 months. So, yeah, the boys have been working hard and all up for this first game away to Wellington on Sunday.
Gee, Joe, I know we shouldn't live in the past, but we came so close to making the final last year. You must be looking forward to another successful year and hopefully taking that extra step.
Yeah, well, hopefully we can go one further. The past 2 seasons, we've been so close and just lost in that semi-final. So hopefully we can go one further this year. It's a real motivation for a lot of the boys. That's sort of pushing us. We were sort of 20 minutes away from playing in a grand final.
Exactly.
And in the blink of an eye, it was done. So, it's motivating us to push even harder this year.
Coaching staff, I think getting Mark Milligan on board, a champion in his own right, Carl Veart as well. They like the youth. He plays the youth. It must be really good spirit around the troops as well.
Yeah, it's great spirits. I mean, all the young boys know if they perform in training and perform, when they're given an opportunity, they're gonna play games. And then we've got a good mix of old heads as well, obviously club legends, Zayis, Goodwin, that really balance it out. So yeah, it's a great dynamic, and it's been working well, and hopefully it can work well again this year.
Goalkeeper's a fantastic position. I love the goalkeeper.
So
You're all on your own against the other guys. Just a lonely position at times. What have you been working on, Joe? Because you've been outstanding yourself. But
it's been great.
What's your point you've been working on yourself?
I guess the position, it's sort of changed over the last couple of years. It's sort of developed from a position where you just keep the ball out of the net, where now we're sort of, that we are really that 11th player, and we've got to be used in the build-up of the play right from the back. So that's been an area that I've tried to work on through the pre-season, the style of play that, everyone's trying to adapting and trying to use the goalkeeper to sort of outnumber the opponents. So that's probably been the biggest thing, along with, trying to improve my shot stopping along the way.
Joe, am I right in saying we're getting a couple of players back for this coming season? Ben Halloran being one?
Yeah, Benny came back. It's been a good re-addition, I suppose, to the squad. He's a top bloke and really works hard, on and off the ball. So it's a big addition as well with his quality in front of goal.
And Craig Goodwin have the entire year. That's God. A big coup, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Goody's great. We all know how good his left foot is.
Joe, is he fit? So. Is his body right? Because he's such a...
Adelaide's FiveAA. This is the Labor Day Sports Show.
Yeah, KGM Wilds, thank you for your company too. It's been outstanding this morning as always.
Has
really
it ever?
enjoyed
I've loved it.
Who we got there, Cage?
We've got Mike there. G'day, Mike.
G'day, KG, and a job well done, Wills.
Thanks, Mike.
I've enjoyed listening to you over the years. And Kenny, I think you should be Senior Citizen of the Year.
Well, he's won every other.
Did you get double time today?
No.
He's won every
anyway,
other award.
The reason I rang was that I can recall 3 backmen winning the Brownlow. Gavin Wagonine with 18 votes.
Yep.
And a fella called John James.
John James.
Back flank for Carlton. 64.
Yep.
Excuse me. And Verdon Howe.
Verdon Howe
for St Kilda, 1960.
Yeah, Tasmanian boy.
Tasmanian.
Yep.
And I honestly believe that there's been better footballers that have never won the Brownlow than have.
Oh, no doubt.
Same with the McGarry. Rick Davies never won the McGarry.
Rick Davies.
Paul
Bagshaw. He chatted to the umpires.
Yeah, he did, old Jumbo. Paul Bagshaw was another one.
Yep.
Johnny
Cale.
Can
I tell you one quick thing?
Yep.
In 1957 at Ross River College, I'm sitting there, and it's Melbourne Cup Day. And this red-headed kid with freckles and a hair lip gets up. The teacher got him up to call the Phantom Melbourne Cup which was going to be on the radio in about 3 hours' time. And this kid knew all the horses, and he knew all the jockeys.
I bet I know who you're talking about. Yep.
And he gave the winner straight draw. This is 1957.
Yep.
3 hours later, we listened to it on the radio, and the straight draw won.
Yep.
And do you know who the little kid was?
Dennis Brown.
Dennis Brown.
Wow.
Yep.
And then one other quick one was the principal rang his father, Des, up.
Yeah, the
he was
policeman.
the sergeant at the McGill police station.
Yep.
He said, "We've got to expel this, your son, Dennis." He said, "Why?" He said, "He's been an SP bookie at school." And
True story.
He said, "Well, can I come up and see you tomorrow?" He said, "Yes, all right." So, Dennis! And Dennis comes along and says, "Where's your SP book?" And he gives him the book. And he says, very interesting. So he goes up to Ross River College the next day, and he's sitting there with the brother. He said, "Whatever you say is not going to mean a thing, Sergeant Brown." He said, "He's got to go." He said, "Well, I just want to read out some of the names. Brother so-and-so, 20 cents. Brother so-and-so, 20.
That same man saved my life on the beach at Henley Beach.
Thanks for that, Mike.
About 10 years ago. A great friend, Dennis Brown, great friend. Hello, Roger.
Hello, Ken and David. Look, congratulations, Ken, on all your announcements and awards recently. It's probably it's a little too late if I can.
Oh, no, I'm just overawed
these awards years and years ago.
Thank you, Roger.
In my opinion, you're an icon.
No.
And a great South Australian, a great Australian, and you thoroughly deserve it. Not everyone agrees with your opinions, but you stand up for what you believe in.
Exactly.
What I want to know about is this greatest AFL announcement. They had the fanfare, they were doing circus acts, they were doing everything. The spotlight was on Gill and all his team around him a couple of weeks ago in regards to the broadcasting announcements, the greatest ever, the biggest ever in history.
Yep.
But the thing that really concerns me is how much of this money goes down to grassroots football.
This is a good point.
I think grassroots football's been neglected for so long now, and if you're really Gill, thinking about what's going on, come over to South Australia and have a look at some of these other clubs and have a look at the way they're battling, and even more so now with the pandemic. They've lost a lot of volunteers. The players have moved on because they've now finding other things to do, some of the juniors, and you got your mums and your dads battling in there. They're running the canteens and the barbecues.
Yep.
And they're trying to wriggle together a junior team and all this sort of stuff. And I think it's been neglected. The AFL need to put more money into the SAFL and all the other local leagues and pass it all around into the local junior football so that they've got a future.
Well,
go forward having local clubs, and this includes the Sandful, where kids of 12, 13 and 14 are deciding not to play football anymore, and this is the future. SAFL football was great. I remember years ago, Ken, you remember this? The television used to cover the reserves and the league games.
Yep, exactly.
And that was the greatest thing to actually watch, because what it did do is, I remember my son sitting home as a 6 or 7 year old, and he couldn't wait to turn the TV on to watch the league reserves.
Yeah. No.
They were his stars.
Yeah.
They were the future stars. Then he'd watch Rick Davies, and he would watch Peter Carey in the league game.
Yeah, those times have really changed. When they
they have. They were fantastic. But Roger's spot on. The AFL have ignored grassroots level, and for too long. And it's now they've got all this money. Feed some down to the local competition. Good call, Roger. Great call.
Hi, Tony.
G'day, guys. Excuse me. Congratulations, Wilds, on a wonderful career, and certainly you'll be greatly missed. I thought I was struggling to get time to ring today, but I just come down to the hotel for breakfast, and the table number was number 23. And I thought, well, that's an omen. That is an omen.
Where are you, Tony?
He's in Thailand.
I'm in Nakorn Si Tamarat, mate. It's 100,000 population east of Phuket. Yeah, just winding down from the Caribbean.
He's a good FiveAA listener, Tony. Good man. It was,
mate, I have to set the alarm sometimes to bloody get up early enough when I'm overseas to listen to you blokes. It could be 2 a.m. even. God almighty.
When are you back?
I get back next Sunday.
Next Sunday.
Yeah, next Sunday. And back in Adelaide, I hope, in late December. So
Well, it's time for a cup of coffee when you get back here.
No, absolutely. And I'll hopefully... Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought I was going to do Hollywood the other day. I did a couple of margaritas when I rang from Florida, and I thought, Jesus, I better be careful here.
Good on you, Tone.
No, good on your Wilds, and you'll be sadly missed.
Thanks very much, Tony from Thailand. Wow.
He's an Adelaide boy, but he's from Thailand. He loves his cricket, loves his footy. Well, this has been a sad day, Wilds.
No, it's not a sad day.
No, let me say, I'll rephrase that. It's been a great day, but it is a sad day that we say farewell to you working here at 5AA. I know I speak for everybody at the station, Wilds. You're highly respected. You're a very professional man in what you do, and you're good fun. And we've worked together for 26 years. God, strike me, Pink. Where's those years gone? And
I still remember how
games.
Excited I was back in '89. Gary Bowe, I think, rang me at your request.
Yeah.
And asked me to come and do some work. And your advice to me was, look, you can only start you on this. I was around the grounds. But we'll get you on the, talk back. And so I'd only just come out of footy like a few weeks early, and you got me straight into it. And sure enough, everything you said, came to fruition. David Hooks moved on a couple of times, and I followed Hooks into his chair doing the footy, and some fantastic days right through to here. This is probably my last time you and I will work together, which does make me a bit.
I'm very sad.
We see each other outside of radio. This is just part of it, and I thank you for everything you've done. It's just given me. I always say to people, I hung off your and Cornsey's coattails, and I clung on for dear life, and I stayed there. And you look back, and I really am proud of where the years have gone, and to be able to stay with the one. You can't do that these days.
No, you
28
can't.
years. It doesn't work that way.
And Wilds, when you think back, you've called 34 SANFL Grand Finals in a row.
Yeah.
That is an unbelievable performance. You must place that very highly in all the things you've done.
It takes a lot of luck to be in, once again, consistency.
No luck involved in that, David.
I am very proud of that. And, nearly done 1,500 games player commentating, a lot of them with you, more than half with
Probably
you.
800, I reckon, with you and I.
And it does show we're getting old and the years have gone by. But I feel like I've grown up. I said to Angie, I feel like I've grown up with 5AA. I was a fairly young man when I came here. Now I'm a middle-aged, getting on, early 60s. And I've enjoyed every minute of it, KG.
There's not one moment that stands out, Wills? Probably millions of them.
Oh, there's lots. As I said, obviously the footy calls. The Teddy Whitten day was one of the most emotional days I've been to.
I agree.
We were calling state game. Remember you and I called an Irish game.
And I had no idea.
None of us did, but we made out we did. We made out we were calling.
I did not know one
Paddy O'Shea. We called a few Paddy O'Sheas, I reckon. But it's been outstanding. I say if you can leave on good terms,
which you've done,
you both, and I'm going to still be heard on football, and I'll be working with Malcolm, and really looking forward to that.
I think it's a credit to you when our boss here at AA, Craig Bunt, as I understand it, when you told you we were leaving, said, look, if the other place you're going to doesn't call SANFL Grand Final, we'll get you back here.
You're coming back for a cameo.
And that to me is recognition of what sort of person you are.
I mean, the streak's got in soon, whether it's next year or the year after, but for him to say that was just beautiful.
Absolutely sensational.
And all the boys that have been great friends. They've been mates for life. Bix and Rowie, yourself, Cornsey. I mean, poor Russell Eva's not here anymore.
How blessed are we?
Very lucky.
Absolutely blessed. Well,
and well done to Jono too for his outstanding performance today.
A brilliant performance.
It really was.
As our producer. Yeah, exactly. So, Will, just in closing, on behalf of everybody here at 5AA, thank you for being a great friend, a fellow worker, and a very professional man at what you do. And I want to say...
No, thanks, Cage. Don't make me cry. It takes a lot to make me cry. Don't make me do that.
No.
Thanks, mate.
Love you, mate.
I'll see you for coffee soon. Bye, folks.